They taught you to be nice, to smile when you wanted to scream, to obey when every bone in your body was begging you to rebel. They told you that goodness meant silence, that humility meant shrinking, that love meant bleeding, and you believed them, because when you were small, survival depended on approval. You learned to make yourself soft enough to be accepted, predictable enough to be safe, and they rewarded you for it. They praised your kindness, your patience, your selflessness, never realizing those virtues were carved from your fear. You became what the world wanted, harmless. And harmless is exactly what they needed you to be. Because harmless people are easy to control, but something in you is changing. You can feel it like a pulse under your skin, a tension humming in your bones, an ember that refuses to go out no matter how much you try to smother it. It flickers in the moments when you are tired of being overlooked, when you are done explaining yourself to people who will never understand, when you are sick of playing small while people with half your courage rule the room. This ember is not arrogance. It is your power trying to return. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Not because fear is cruelty, but because power without respect is a trap. He understood something most people never will, that love without strength becomes exploitation, that kindness without boundaries becomes servitude, that goodness without power becomes a cage, and you have been living in that cage for too long. You have mistaken approval for safety, and it has cost you your soul. Look around. The people who rise are not always the ones who deserve it. They are the ones who dare to move without asking permission. They are the ones who speak even when their voice shakes, who act even when the ground trembles, who take space without apologizing for existing. They are not waiting to be chosen. They choose themselves. And you, for all your depth and brilliance, have been waiting for someone to hand you what you were born to claim. That waiting is killing you. It has dimmed your fire, dulled your instincts, drained your spirit. You are not here to be chosen. You are here to become undeniable, and this is where it begins, with the decision to stop seeking permission, with the choice to stop explaining your worth, with the moment you finally stop asking, "Am I allowed?" and start declaring, "I will." Because confidence is not a feeling, it is a decision repeated until the world has no choice but to believe you. But confidence terrifies people, especially when it rises in someone they were certain would stay small. They will flinch when you stop apologizing. They will sneer when you stop justifying. They will try to pull you back into the version of you they could manage, the one who dimmed to make them comfortable. Let them. Their fear is proof that you are stepping beyond their control. And if this stirs something fierce and forgotten inside you, if you can feel your spine straightening just listening, do not let this feeling fade. Subscribe now, not as an act of support, but as a declaration. You will not return to who you were. You will not keep living as a ghost of yourself. You are done asking. You are beginning to take. Because Machiavelli understood that power is not granted, it is seized, and seizing it will demand everything they told you to suppress, your ambition, your audacity, your hunger. You buried these things because they made others uncomfortable, because they called you arrogant for wanting more than survival. But arrogance is not believing you deserve more. Arrogance is demanding it without becoming it. What you are feeling now is not arrogance. It is the memory of who you were before fear made you small. And yes, they will fear you when you return to that self. They are supposed to. Fear is not hatred. Fear is recognition. It is their soul realizing yours can no longer be contained. That is what dangerous confidence feels like. Not noise, not bluster, but a silent gravity that bends rooms around you. In the next part, you will learn how to build that gravity. You will stop performing for approval and start moving like someone who cannot be ignored. This is the path out of invisibility. This is the rise they never saw coming. You have been trained to be agreeable, to make yourself likable, to soften your tone, dim your fire, swallow your opinions, and decorate your silence with smiles. They told you this was how to succeed, how to be chosen, how to earn your place. And yet, you have watched people with half your depth and a fraction of your skill rise above you, not because they are better, but because they are bold, because they walk into rooms like they belong there, while you enter like an apology. This is the hidden cost of being agreeable. It breeds invisibility, and invisibility is death to your potential. Machiavelli understood what few dare to admit. Respect is the foundation of influence, and respect is born not from being liked, but from being uncompromising. People respect what they cannot bend. They respect what stands unshaken in the face of their pressure. They respect what will not trade its center for their approval. You have spent your life believing that to be respected, you must be loved first. But love without respect becomes condescension, and condescension is the quiet poison that has been starving your soul. Respect is not given to those who blend in. It is given to those who draw lines, who state what they will and will not tolerate, and enforce it with silence sharper than steel. When you begin to do this, people will test you. They will push against your boundaries to see if they are real. They will question your tone, your right to take space, your right to say no. Expect it. This is not failure. This is initiation. They are measuring your edges. Hold them. The first step is to stop explaining. Every time you explain your choices to people who are only looking for weakness, you erode your own authority. Power does not justify itself. Power simply acts. This does not mean arrogance. It means clarity. When you know what you stand for, you no longer need to beg others to understand it. Speak less, move deliberately. Let your silence imply weight. This is how presence is built, not through noise, but through restraint. And if this feels unnatural, it's because you were trained to seek permission for every breath you take. That training was designed to keep you manageable. It is time to break it. Confidence is not loud. It is still. It is the quiet refusal to bend. It is walking into a room like you own it, not because you want to dominate, but because you no longer question whether you belong. Pause and ask yourself, how much of your life has been lived to be liked? How many decisions were made to avoid conflict? How many dreams were buried because you feared someone's disapproval? This is the real enemy, not failure, not rejection, but the erosion of your will. Because when you fear disapproval more than regret, you will live small forever, and that fear is a lie. Disapproval cannot kill you. Regret can. And if you are tired of regret, if you are done watching your brilliance rot in silence, then decide now. Decide that you will stop negotiating with your own potential. Decide that you will stop diluting your truth. Decide that you will become the kind of person who moves without asking permission. This is not arrogance. This is liberation. And if that liberation is stirring in your chest, if you can feel the ghost of your real self rising to the surface, hold on to it. Don't let the noise drag you back to sleep. Subscribe now, not as a gesture, but as a pact with yourself. From this day forward, you will not shrink to be chosen. You will grow until they have no choice but to see you. Because Machiavelli saw what most never will. Power belongs to those who act while others hesitate. The world does not reward worth. It rewards decisiveness. People follow the one who moves first, who speaks with conviction, who does not blink when challenged. You have been conditioned to wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling. It is a decision made in defiance of fear. And once you begin to act like this, the atmosphere around you will shift. People will pause when you speak. They will watch you more closely. Some will resent you. Good. Their resentment is proof that you are no longer invisible. Others will respect you, though they may never say it. They will begin to defer, to follow your lead, to treat your presence like gravity. This is how power begins, not with applause, but with tension, not with celebration, but with silence. Do not confuse their discomfort with your failure. It is their nervous system learning that you are no longer safe to underestimate. This is how legends are born, quietly, patiently, through the slow, relentless decision to stop asking and start becoming. And once they realize they cannot bend you, something incredible happens. They align themselves around you, because deep down, everyone is searching for someone who will not flinch, someone who stands so still they make the whole room question its own chaos. Become that stillness, become that center. Move as if you are inevitable, and soon you will be. In the next part, you will learn how to transform this new respect into true authority, not through force, but through strategy. You will become the person who shapes the game instead of playing it. This is the threshold. Cross it, and you will never be ignored again. Respect will get you through the door. Authority will make the room rearrange itself around you. And this is where most people stop, right at the threshold, afraid to take the final step. They are content to be admired from a distance, but never dare to become undeniable up close. They fear that authority will corrupt them, that power will poison their soul. But authority does not corrupt. It reveals. It reveals whether your center is built on ego or essence. And if your center is strong, if it is rooted in something deeper than applause, authority will not distort you. It will liberate you. You have spent your whole life giving away your power piece by piece to avoid being feared. You believed that to be good, you had to be harmless, but harmless people are never trusted with influence. The world senses what you do not, that the harmless cannot protect anything. They cannot hold a vision. They cannot shield it from pressure, from chaos, from envy. The world does not follow those who are merely kind. It follows those who are unshakable. Authority is not noise. It is not domination. It is not the loudest voice in the room. Authority is the gravity that bends the room around you without effort. It is the silence that makes people lower their voices when you enter. It is the way their eyes flick toward you when uncertainty rises, as if instinctively knowing where the center is. That center must be you. And to become it, you must master something Niccolò Machiavelli understood. Appearances are tools, not truths. The world will judge you by what it sees long before it understands who you are. You can resist this, or you can use it. Stop wasting energy hoping people will see your heart. Most won't. Show them your edge first. Machiavelli warned that people are shallow and impatient. They rarely look beyond the surface unless forced. So craft your surface with intent. Speak less but with precision. Move slowly when others rush. Maintain eye contact longer than comfort allows. Let your body speak power before your words even arrive. Presence is strategy. It teaches the world how to treat you before you open your mouth. And when you do speak, let your words cut through the air like a blade, clean and measured. Say less than you know. Say it calmly. Watch how the noise fades. People will lean in not because you are loud, but because you are rare. This is how influence begins, not with brilliance, but with control. Control of your tone, your timing, your image, your energy. Control is not repression, it is mastery. And if this feels foreign, if your instincts scream that this is manipulation, pause, because that word, manipulation, has been used to keep you powerless. They taught you that strategy is deceit, that ambition is arrogance, that strength is cruelty, because if you believed that, you would never rise high enough to threaten them. Strategy is not evil. It is alignment. It is choosing how to reveal your truth so it cannot be ignored. You do not owe the world your rawness. You owe your purpose its survival. And if you are ready to protect that purpose, if you are tired of watching people with less soul outrun you, then stop waiting to be discovered. Become deliberate. Every move you make should whisper inevitability. Every word you speak should feel like it was meant to be said. You will be tempted to explain yourself as you rise, to prove you are still good. Don't. Let them wonder. Let your results defend you. The moment you stop trying to be understood, you become untouchable. And if that untouchable part of you is starting to wake right now, hold on to it. This is the moment the world will try hardest to pull you back into the old shape. Don't go. Stay close to places that remind you of your fire. Subscribe now, not as support, but as a shield. So when fear comes, you will have this voice to remind you that you are done playing small. As your presence grows, you will see something remarkable happen. People will start to orbit you, not because you begged, not because you impressed them, because you became the axis. Authority works like gravity. The stronger your center, the more effortlessly things align around you. This is why Machiavelli wrote that fear is more reliable than love. Fear is not hatred. It is acknowledgement. It is the nervous system of the world realizing you cannot be moved. They will respect you first, then they will need you. And once they need you, your influence becomes permanent. This is how power becomes legacy, not through force, but through inevitability. And yet, this is not the end, because authority without vision is just a fortress with no flame. What comes next is what they never expect. You will stop defending your place and start shaping the world around you. In the next part, you will become more than respected. You will become irreplaceable. This is the moment you stop surviving the game and start rewriting it. You are not here to play their game. You are here to redesign the board. For most of your life, you have been a piece, moved, traded, sacrificed, believing that if you just played well enough, long enough, perfectly enough, they would make space for you. They never would have, because space is not given, it is taken. The rules were never written to serve you. They were written to keep you predictable, and predictable people can be replaced, but now you are not predictable anymore. You have become something the system cannot replicate, sovereign. Sovereignty begins when you no longer chase validation, and it becomes unbreakable when you no longer fear being misunderstood. Most people never get here. They rot in the prison of perception, desperately trying to control how they are seen, begging for praise, terrified of disapproval. You will not, because you understand now what Niccolò Machiavelli understood centuries ago. Perception is not truth. It is a weapon, and the moment you stop fearing it, you can wield it. This is what it means to be both the fox and the lion. The fox sees the traps, those invisible games of ego, envy, politics, and manipulation. The lion walks through them anyway, daring anyone to try and stop him. Together they are unstoppable. You must be both. Strategy without presence is hollow. Presence without strategy is vulnerable. But when they merge, you become something rare, a force. People will not understand this version of you. They will whisper that you've changed. They will accuse you of coldness, arrogance, ambition, smile when they say it. What they call arrogance is simply your refusal to kneel. What they call coldness is your refusal to bleed for their comfort. What they call ambition is your refusal to die with your brilliance still trapped inside you. You are not cruel. You are simply no longer available to be controlled, and this shift will terrify them. It should, because the moment they realize they can no longer move you, they will start moving around you. They will seek your approval without knowing why. They will defer to your silence. They will wait for your nod before they act, and they will tell themselves it is respect, when in truth it is gravity. You have become the axis. This is what true leadership is, not noise, not charisma, not charm, gravity, the quiet pull that shapes the orbits of everyone who comes near you. And if part of you wonders if you are ready to carry this weight, understand this, you already are. You always were. It is the world that convinced you to forget. All you are doing now is remembering. And if you want that memory to stay awake when the noise tries to drown it again, stay close to voices that remind you. Let this be one of them. Subscribe now, not for me, but for the part of you that refuses to disappear again, because the world will try to make you forget, and you cannot afford to forget. You will begin to notice how differently people move around you now. They hesitate before interrupting you. They glance at your face before giving their opinion. They lower their voices when you speak. This is not fear in the way you once feared fear. This is respect in its purest form. They have realized you are not playing for approval anymore. You are playing for legacy. And legacy does not beg. It does not chase. It does not explain. It simply builds. You will start building in silence. Not for applause, not for recognition, but because building has become your nature. You will create things that outlast opinions. You will shape systems, ideas, visions, and you will not flinch when they resist you, because you know now what they don't. Resistance is proof you are doing something real. No one resists the replaceable. They only resist what they cannot control. And as you build, something even deeper will awaken: freedom. The freedom to say no without guilt, the freedom to disappear without explanation, the freedom to speak truths that make rooms go still, the freedom to exist without flinching. This is the highest form of power, not domination, not intimidation, freedom. When you no longer need the world to choose you, you are free to choose yourself every day. And here is the secret they will never admit. Once you reach this point, you become untouchable. Not because you are feared, not because you are loved, because you are inevitable. They can hate you, they can doubt you, they can whisper about you in rooms you will never enter, but they cannot stop you, because you are not asking to be let in anymore. You are building something they will one day orbit. This is the dangerous confidence they warned you about. The kind that cannot be faked. The kind that makes people pause when you speak and reconsider their entire strategy when you move. The kind that no one can give you and no one can take away. You have become what they feared you would become. Someone who does not break. Someone who does not bend. Someone who rewrites the rules simply by existing outside of them. If you are ready to claim that life, say it aloud now. Then write it in the comments. I choose power. If you are walking this path already, write, I build my empire. And if you have felt something ancient wake inside you while listening, write, I am inevitable. Then subscribe and walk with us. Not as a follower, as a force, because you are no longer here to be accepted. You are here to be remembered.